but I don't want it to.
Yes. Right, let's get you up and Nathan! 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 Or Dara! Dara, you just
bring them in, just leave one out. Ian, my T should be over there. Doc, my T should be there. T's there.
No. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
you on that and I'll have the headset.
No, I can't do both. It's either one or the other.
Okay, well then we'll just do that and I'll do it as a handheld.
So
I'll just use it as a handheld.
yeah,
And never mind, don't forget the headset. I don't need a headset anyway because I'm not listening to anything back in the
exactly.
studio.
Yeah.
Can I hold it? Just hold it
You
like
can
that?
hold it like that, or just clip it on.
Yeah, well I'll hold it because I need to get John's kind of. So I just hold it like this.
Okay.
Okay, testing 1 2 3 1 2. I could do an intro. Oh, there's a crack one. Not too bad at all. We're working out the one.
Go inside if you want.
I know.
It makes no difference to me.
No, it's stay outside. You get the crowd reaction as well.
Yeah.
Will you time it? You time it.
Time it.
Yeah. So at least we can then kind of.
Have you spare one by any chance there?
Oh, have you? Here.
Oh, yeah.
I have 2 or 3 of them. There you go.
Gentlemen. Thank you.
Any crack anyway?
Crack's all now. Yourself?
No, that's a bit peaceful and quiet. Can we start with?
Yeah, you're live.
Okay. And a very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Corinthian Park for what is planned to be a fascinating game in the Energy League Division 2B between Corinthians and Rainey Old Boys. I'm John Mulligan, John Claffey. Corinthians legend is beside me and we're bringing you through the commentary of this afternoon's game. The game just about to get underway. I'll go through the teams in a moment when everything is up and running, but he's not messing around. It's Rainey who are going to kick this one off, and they do. That wind, by the way, is very, very strong. I'll get the early thoughts of John in a moment as Corinthians taking the ball out. There's going to be a bit of pressure on Joey Tierney, who's starting at scrum half. Matthew Devine was involved with Connacht yesterday, so he is not eligible, and it's going to be a scrum to Rainey in the start. John, breeze is going to be a factor.
Very much so. I'd like to comment that I don't know if I'd go as far as saying a legend yet now anyway. So, but no, yeah, the breeze is going to be a huge factor and they're going to have to control it really well in this first half. They're going to have to use the territory well.
Rainey, by the way, we'll start with the visitors. Rainey are lining out with Louis Regan at full back. On the wings, Ethan Canavan and Cormac Devlin. The centre is Scott McLean and Conor Fitzsimons. The half-back pairing is Jack Lloyd-Evans and Mully Faiva. And their front row is Tommy O'Hagan, the captain, Dan O'Neill and Michael Nevin. Second row, Tom Hutchinson and Tim Baker. And their back row is Lee Montgomery, Michael McCusker and Seb Hastings. Corinthians are lining out with Oren Burke at full back. This guy is, I tell you one thing, he's been phenomenal at under 20 level. We'll see what he's going to be like today. Michael O'Reilly, we could see him back as well from his exploits with Mulquillan in Gaelic football. He's on the wing alongside Finn McNulty. John Devine, Harry Rogers are in the centre. And Corinthians, in fact, have stolen possession. Brilliantly played, and Tierney's going to send that kick a bit of a grubber, which won't make touch, but it will be picked up. And it's Faiva who has the possession for Rainey Old Boys. Now it's going to be fed out. We'll stay with the Corinthians team as they're playing. They're lining out with, as I said, Joey Tierney, Sean Knock to the half-back pairing. The front row is Patrick Fahy, Max Holmes and Ray Duffy. Rory Glynn, Gareth Kilkelly. There's no Ruan Jean van Rensburg this afternoon. He is actually injured. And Oscar Garcia, Patrick Flannery and the captain Mark Boyle. Interesting games. This, we got the feeling, John, that they were going to do this, and that's exactly what they were planning. Well picked out as well. Oh, Mark Boyle, very unlucky. Referee said it's a knock-on. So advantage to Rainey. With that breeze, they are pushing themselves forward. Lee Montgomery, the man in possession, is going to be fed out. Jack Lloyd-Evans, and again Rainey Old Boys are piling in. No, if you've just joined us, no score. Good drive on from Michael McCusker, and it's taken a couple to take him down into the hooker. Dan O'Neill, the captain. And Corinthians have taken it back again. That's 2 that they've stolen now against possession, which is a great confidence booster for them.
Yeah, for sure. I can tell already that it's going to be very tough to get out of R22 because you're playing into a breeze there where like if the ball goes high at all, it's going to come back on top of you. And Rainey have learned that already. They're playing the England ball, I like to call it. They're shooting it up in the air as Corinthians are going through now.
And the man who has it is Michael O'Reilly, or should I say Mihal as he goes by. But Corinthians still doing well and getting passed into the halfway and knocked on. But the referee doesn't seem to have seen it, and he's given the penalty. Good call.
Yeah, that's exactly what Corinthians need to be doing now. They need to just get the ball into the right possession of the pitch and keep it up there, because anytime Rainey get the ball in this first half, they're going to boot it back on top of them. So yeah.
You've played on this pitch in these conditions, and it isn't, the way the wind is going down towards Clunaconny and Castle, and it's also we're getting kind of gusts as well, which isn't going to make it easier.
I don't think I've ever been in a wind this strong now, to be honest. It's as strong as I've seen it here, so like all I know is going to be a lot of pressure on them in the first half, so if we can come out keeping them scoreless or whatever we can do, it'll be a big help to us.
Rainey player receiving treatment as the play has been held up for a couple of minutes, and it gives us a chance to actually look back at the form when Corinthians have won their last 3 games. People might have looked at Rainey as maybe, the lesser, but they're 5th. They're still very much in contention, and they had 2 very big wins apart from last weekend. So, you would, dare I say it, you'd underestimate them at your peril.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those leagues that's just so wide open. Like, you never know what's going to happen. There's not a big gap between bottom and top. So, yeah, Rainey are definitely contenders, and they have to be respected.
And we're of course keeping an eye on what's happening in the other games in the Energy League Division 2B as well, because it's all about Corinthians in second. Instonians of course are the team that are in front, and as those games happen we'll update you on those scores as they happen as well. I can tell you that in those games Wanderers have opened the scoring against Belfast Harlequins with a try inside the opening 6 minutes, and in all of the other games, Dolphin, actually this is down as a full time, but actually that's a wrong scoreline. So I won't look at Wanderers and Dolphin, because Dolphin are playing Instonians and it's currently scoreless with 6 minutes gone in the first half of that game. Corinthians line out. It's going to be Max Holmes who's going to throw it, and that breeze is going to be, the referee's going to be watching this very, very carefully to make sure that it is straight. Another player receiving a bit of treatment actually just in front of us as well, but he seems to be alright. Is that Mark Boyle? That's John Devine. Yeah. And Devine, of course, Devine has had a fantastic season so far in the centre alongside Harry Rogers. So, of course, they don't have Ruin this afternoon as well. But in fairness to Gareth Kilkelly, he's been there before. Good line out from Corinthians, and well picked up as they will see if they can drive their way towards it. And Corinthians do have an incredible pack, and they are moving at Rainey, trying to stop the great drive from Corinthians, brilliant drive from Corinthians, and in fact they could be very close to the Rainey line. They are very close to the Rainey line. Tierney's going to have it. Is he going to go deep, or is he going to nip in? No, he's decided to go, and they're going to drive in one more time, and Rainey are having to defend, and I don't think they were expecting that they would have to defend this early given the wins that they have. But is there an illegal play there? No, the referee is quite happy with it, but Corinthians have it again. Tierney, great driving, and it is Devine. Devine has it. Fed out. Brilliant play. Try Corinthians. Brilliant start.
Mihal O'Reilly in. Yeah, John, just absolutely brilliant drive there, and it created an opening for Mihal to go straight through.
Yeah, anybody who got Mihal O'Reilly in the first try scorer is going to be very, very happy. I had Sean Nocton, so I've lost. But it's still, Nocton can knock this over anyway and give Corinthians a 7-0 lead against the wind early in the first half.
Brilliant start. Can't ask for anything more than that. The lads have just gone up the pitch. They kept the ball in hand, in fairness to them, and they drove very strong in the line out. And as you were saying there, Gareth is in for Ruan van Jensburg, and Gareth's seen it all before. He was here last year. He's more experienced than most lads on the team, and it's brilliant to have that to come in when Ruan's out in concussion.
And I see that Sean is going to take the conversion, but it's Corinthians 5, Rainey 0, and we're still very early in this first half. We've just, as the clock is looking, I'll say a rough guess on this, because of course obviously times are different. It's 8 minutes gone. in the 8 minutes gone in this first half. Sean Naughton with the conversion for Corinthians, and he has made no mistake, even though Jason Crowell, the touch judge, was taking his time raising that.
Yeah, we have an awkward enough angle here as well, so it was kind of hard to make it out on the spot. But yeah, great kick. We'll take that.
Absolutely. Corinthians 7, Rainey 0. Wind has died slightly. They're going to have the opportunity to start this off once again. It's going to be Faiva who's going to start things off from halfway. Good start for Corinthians. If you want to get in touch with us and you're watching our stream, please do leave a comment below the stream, and we'll have a look at them at half time as well. Corinthians having possession again from the kick-off, and again Joey Tierney, he's decided to send this up. Was he inside? Touch judge says that it's going to be a line out for Rainey anyway.
Yeah, it looked like a good kick there. Just, I think we were all a bit bewildered there. We weren't aware that it was outside of touch, but fair enough. They're going to have to make do here. It's going to be tough now to keep them out, but hopefully they'll do well in the line out here.
Yeah, Dan O'Neill's going to throw the line out for Rainey. Old Boy's probably going to go for Tom Hutchinson at 4, but they win short instead to Tommy O'Hagan, and O'Hagan has given it back to O'Neill, and Corinthians having to defend as it's been taken out quickly. Back out to O'Hagan into the number 5, that's Tim Baker. Baker has possession. Again, Rainey are pushing forward, but Corinthians are having to defend manfully. They got nearly caught out with that. Here they go again. It's back to Tom Hutchinson. Hutchinson with possession. They're going to feed it back out, and they're trying to kind of spread it out a bit. But Corinthians, to be fair, are doing fantastic defending at the moment. Back again to Tommy O'Hagan. And O'Hagan is on the line, and, Rainey claimed they had the try. Corinthians claimed it was held up. It's still held up. It's still Rainey, but they have a chance here over on that. And another brilliant tackle from the Corinthians backline, which is fantastic defending, has to be said. Mark Boyle getting stuck in, and they've gone blindside. This could be the try. Is it the try? The referee says it is, and it is a try for Rainey. Old Boys 7-5.
It looked like Corinthians were going to hold strong there for a while. They literally went from one end of the pitch to the other, sideline wise. But very good line out trick play from Rainey, and just caught Corinthians on the cosh. Yeah,
it's well played to Tommy O'Hagan, definitely, and Tom Hutchinson, two men that were really doing the driving from Rainey's perspective, and they have got themselves the try. But the conversion is now going to be. Interesting, because with that breeze, and even though there is a breeze at the back, you still, it's still tricky enough from where he's kicking it.
Yeah, even the wind is bad for both sides, because if it's too strong, it's going to go sailing left. So hopefully not. But Mully Faiva, we'll see if he can take a good kick here.
And he is a good kicker. He's had a very, very good one. Good season for Rainey. We're just looking back on some of the scores, and some of the matches that they played. If we look back at the last three, we'll just in fact, Five is taking the kick. How is it? Good. Yes, it's a fantastic kick from Five.
Unbelievable kick, yeah. Well taken.
7-7. And after getting that brilliant start for Corinthians, Rainey hitting back with a fantastic try and the conversion from Mully Faiva. I'm guessing, by the way, that it was Lee Montgomery, the wing forward, who actually got the try. Open to correction on that. Hopefully we'll get clarification on that in a few minutes, but it was over the far side away from us as Sean Naughton prepares to take this kick off. Bit of roaring going on. The referee's telling them to get into position. Here we go. He's gone with a bit of a groper. Has it been picked up? No. Has it been knocked on? No, says the referee. So it's Rainey have possession, and they're going to try and drive their way out of it. But Corinthians, brilliant advantage. Corinthians, brilliant steal.
Yeah, great turnover from Garcia there.
Tierney. Corinthians could do something here. Chance of a drive on. It has been. Rory Glenn. He's got support. Here they go. Here comes Corinthians. Can they make their way, break that gain line? Still Corinthians with that possession. And once again, Tierney is the orchestrator in chief. That was very close, very well recovered. Can they now move on? They need support. They've got it. Oh, and they've a penalty advantage as well. John Claffey's sharp eyes noticing that. Owen Burke was looking for it, but they decided to go right instead of left, and there is nothing out of it. And there you go, the penalty for Corinthians.
Yeah, it's been quite an unsettled start, so we need a bit of consistency now and just slow down the gameplay, slow down the tempo, and find touch here, hopefully.
But in fairness, and you have to give, they've gone for the tap instead, and it's Gareth Kilkenny was looking for it, but Rory decided I'm going to do this myself. They're looking for the ball. They do. Joey Tierney, good into Ray Duffy using all of that old Barnhall strength as he moves forward. Back out, Corinthians again. They could do something. Oh, great skip play. Oh, that looks like a deliberate knock on. Referee's given the advantage. This could be fun if he does see it, because the hand did go in. But Corinthians still have it, and they have a penalty advantage, and they have a second penalty advantage, and there is the penalty, which I thought they were going to go for it, and they changed it.
Yeah, it was actually a very smart decision from Mark Boyle there. Could have gone to touch, but caught Rainey off the cosh there and got about 10-15 metres. And another penalty now, so hopefully they can keep that up.
And he's actually having a word as well. I was just wondering, is he having a word with Dan O'Neill, the captain? And he is. We could be seeing a card here.
I'd say so.
He's
like it right now, anyway.
Dan O'Neill is arguing the case, but the referee is no. I mean, when you call the captain, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the penalty was given for there, but it's quite a serious talk. It looks like from here.
Yeah. My initial reaction was a deliberate knock on, because a hand did go in. Has he given a card? No. I think he's basically just said penalty. You've been warned.
A firm warning, yes. Because to be fair now, if that ball goes wide, it looks very good for Corinthians. So maybe that's why it was so severe.
Yeah, well, it's Corinthians with that penalty. They're going to see if they can find touch. I was going to say, is Sean Nocton fancying his chances? But 15 minutes gone, first half. Corinthians 7, Rainey 7. But Corinthians, in fairness, playing into an incredibly strong breeze. And Sean Nocton is still, there's actually a Rainey player getting treatment over on the far side, so that's why the play is been held up. But with 15 minutes gone, clearly coming to the end of the first quarter, it's been a pretty frantic game so far.
Exactly, that's the perfect word to describe it. It's been frantic, and right now both sides will be looking for a bit of consistency over the ball, build up a bit of phase play so that they can take advantage.
And it's great to see a very, very, very nice crowd here as well, given the conditions. The way this pitch has held up, given the rain we had in Galway yesterday, is nothing short of miraculous, it must be said. Joe Hansbury, Pather, Tonnery, and all the team that made sure that this pitch was playable deserve great credit for that. And the breeze that we got this morning, actually, I suppose. We didn't get much rain, but a very strong breeze, which has dried it out a bit.
No, exactly. I've heard that Pather Tonnery was out in the pitch with the pitchforks anyway earlier, so no, fair play to them. They've all done a great job, and there was no training on Thursday just because of how the pitch was kept in condition, because of it was nearly frozen on Thursday. So now here come Corinthians again.
Yeah, Tierney giving the ball inside. Now we could have a Corinthians move. Good support. Ray Duffy's in there. Michael O'Reilly, Owen Burke's looking for it as well. Corinthians still have it. Sean Nocton is there waiting to take possession if necessary. Joey Tierney is going to be the man with it. Who's he going to give? Oh, that's a good drive on. Brilliant play. Ray Duffy was working in support with Rory Glynn. It's going to be fed back out again. And here they go a second time. Is he in? Oh, he's inches from the line. But they could get the score. And again being caught up. Rainey really having to defend really manfully, and there's a bit of messing going on, and there is a penalty for Corinthians.
Trouble big time here for Rainey. That's right on the line, and it's really disruptive from whoever was tackling Joey Tierney there, but brilliant from Corinthians. They're really pushing them back.
And a yellow card as well for Rainey. I think that's why, if you saw Joey Tierney's reaction to something, and we don't know, I mean, I'm old school, dark art stuff happened, but that's what happened. But no, his reaction, definitely there was something definitely going on that he didn't like. It's a yellow card for Rainey. They're down to 14 for the next 10 minutes, and Corinthians have got themselves a penalty. They could do with just getting if they got a try here now, that would be a huge boost to them as we near the end of the first quarter of this NRGA League Division 2B game. Almost on the line now. He's there. Is he there? Yeah. Try, Corinthians.
I think that was Oscar Garcia, just absolute powerful coming through there. He's actually had a great start to this game.
Oscar Garcia, he had to use every inch.
No, actually, we've got the decision wrong there. It's held up on the line.
So it's a goal line dropout. So Oscar Garcia didn't get the try, but in fairness to him, I was certain he'd got it. But
yeah, it was confusing. Confusing, very, very much so there.
Okay, it's going to be the kick, and the kick is, well, I was expecting it to be a small bit longer, but they're going to have to be very careful. Orenberg being clever, he left it, and they're going to drive it on, and this is going to take that good drive on from Corinthians. That's a brilliant carry, and the support is there, and once again, Ray Duffy with possession. Well laid out, back out towards Tierney. Tierney has got support either side. Oh dear me, that could have been an awful mistake, but no, and Corinthians have possession and have managed to somehow get themselves back into position.
Once again, very, very frantic now, and Corinthians will be looking to slow it down and work their game plan, because it very could have easily gone the other way there.
Knock on, and it's gone against Rainey, though a couple of Rainey supporters definitely not happy with that decision, and to be fair, well, he's given it for a knock on that happened a little bit earlier. Personally, I think they've got a bit of a cause, to be honest. It looked alright to me.
Yeah, that's fair, but the very long pass there, quite unnecessary. We don't need to be throwing big passes like on a windy day like this, and that caused the mistake. So once again, Corinthians will want to keep it in the pack, keep the face play going, because it's the last thing they're looking for is inconsistency and frantic.
Yeah, one of the lads is going to be getting an earful from Mike Harding at half time, I have a feeling, because that was something you just don't do. Corinthians scrum. The clock is reading we're on 20 minutes now. 20 minutes gone in this first half. 10 minutes to 3 if you're keeping an eye on the clock. That's Irish time. If you're watching us around the world, a very good morning, afternoon, evening and night to you wherever you are watching it. And he is it's an early engage. They're going to go again.
Yeah, it's kind of slowing down now, and Corinthians will be looking to build back up the pace. Just looking, actually, when you look at the back line that Corinthians have, I mean, the players that they have, the likes of Finn McNulty, John Devine, Harry Rogers, we've mentioned Micheál O'Reilly, and of course Oren Burke, who is playing schools rugby this Wednesday. Yeah, he's been absolutely outstanding for the 20s. It feels like every week you look at the Instagram, you see his name on the scoreboard anyway. So yeah, he's fully deserved his role on the pitch today.
And he's been man the match. I actually see a few of the 20s are actually here as well. I saw a couple of them penalty Corinthians, and they're coming out the right side of the referee. He's brought it back. We can't talk about it. In fairness, the referees, I'd say, with referees, and you know this and I know this, that if you got the right side of a ref, it's an advantage. Yeah,
it's all about like knowing when not to piss him off, not when to, excuse my language there, but no, yeah, it's playing the game with the ref, and no better man than Mark Boyle. He knows exactly how to do it, and he'll keep us going.
Another guy who's had a fantastic season is our captain, Mark Boyle. Brother Paul, come back from injury now with Connacht, and unfortunately for Connacht last night. Well, less said about that, the better, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was at the match actually, and disappointed now. But sure, look, Bordeaux, Damien Pinot is unbelievable, and there's not much you can do when he's on fire.
No, not really. What a win it was for Bordeaux. But for anybody who's heading to Saracens next week, have a great trip, lads. Unfortunately, I'm going to be spending it on holiday. But we're back with the action again. And it's Corinthians who have taken that line out. And again, got Rory Glynn, Gareth Kilkelly in the second row. They're running the show. Joey Tierney at scrum half also. This is a brilliant drive from Corinthians. Tierney was looking for a decision, but the referee didn't want to know about it. So Rainey, have they stolen it? Corinthians have got it back, and that's brilliant rugby. Here comes a chance. Great skip play. They have a chance here. This is brilliant. It is a great pass in, and it's going to be a try, and it is Oren Burke who does it like he does with the 20s. He does it with the first.
It comes natural to him, and brilliant run there from Micheál O'Reilly. Created great space for him, just blistering speed all around there.
A fantastic try, and he gets under the post as well, which is even more important. Sean Naughton will thank him, I'd say, for that. Well, a little bit to the left side, if truth be told, but Sean is Not too worried. Brilliant try from Warren Burke, and Corinthians, if they got the scoreboard going, we'd be delighted. But it's Corinthians leading by 12 points to 7.
Yeah, he had so much time and space there. He had a chance to throw a dummy there to the winger as well. That's how brilliant that play was. No, it was a brilliant setup. Micheál O'Reilly just took over and gave the pass. Brilliant drawn pass.
It's great to have Micheál back. Or I call him Mick, but I don't think he's happy. But it's great to have Mick back, actually, in fairness, because and in the past couple of years he has been doing phenomenal stuff at Gaelic with Mulcullen, of course, part of a county winning team and all that. But it's great to see him back on a rugby pitch as well, and using that pace for which we've seen many years of, even though he's still a young lad.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of talent among the squad. Like, we haven't had Micheál for a while now, and he's come back now, and he's played brilliant with the seconds, and he's straight back into the team, and it's brilliant to see.
Sean Naughton lining out this conversion for Corinthians. He'll do well to get this. Oh, is it? Is it? Yes, it is! Even though you and I both had the same reaction. That was close.
Once again, awkward angle here, and it looked like it almost actually curled around the post. It was crazy there.
Well, it's good, according to the touch judge. So it's Corinthians 14, Rainey 7, and, well, in fairness, and now we have to be fair, it's a brilliant kick from Sean Naughton, but if I was a Rainey player, I would be like a couple of them were hands out going, what?
It actually, to be honest now, it did look like a curl around the post, which is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that before, so we'll take that, absolutely.
Absolutely. 14-7 Corinthians lead. The kick was actually half shanked, but knocked on. That is a knock on for Rainey, spilled by Raymond Duffy, and he knows it himself, but in fairness, he's getting... and in fairness, he's a bit. I think he's a bit disappointed with himself, to be honest with you. But Oscar Garcia, to be fair, little tap in the back, kind of going, listen, forget about it. Next play, and it's going to be a Rainy scrum just outside the Corinthians 22, about 7 or 8 metres from the Corinthians 22-metre line. And now this is where, and Rainy, in fact, this is where they've got a fantastic pack, and against Belfast Harlequins a couple of weeks ago were absolutely imperious. That front row of Tommy O'Hagan, Don O'Neill and Michael Nevin, but they are up against Patrick Fahey, as they call him, the bomber, Max Holmes and Ray Duffy. So we'll see what happens with this scrum. It is set, taken by Jack Lloyd Evans. It's going to be, and he's going to be the man who's going to take possession. It's gone round, penalty advantage against Corinthians. It's going to be a penalty, and he's given it. And Zach Lloyd Evans is kind of going, I had the ball, ref, but...
Very, very strong scrum there from Rainey. Their pack is huge, and even they had their winger, Ethan Canavan, in there, so like they're not missing that man down at the moment as it looks in the scrum setup. Yeah,
when it's the out half who's going to, in fact, the person who's doing, I'm just seeing it, the guy who's actually, Scott McLean, is taking on the kicking duties, which is rather interesting. So we'll keep an eye and see if he is going to be doing the other kicks as well for the rest of this game as we move into 25 minutes gone in this first half. And now 25 minutes have flown, John, to be honest with you, but Corinthians have to defend here.
Yeah, for sure, and it's very similar to the first try situation here. They're right on their line, so they're going to need to hold out and just keep this back quiet. Yeah,
Fife is kind of playing almost as a centre at this stage, and Zach Lloyd Evans is waiting for it. There's the line now, it's spilled, dropped. Referee, has he given a knock on? He hasn't. It's going to be a Rainy ball, though I must admit I thought it was knocked on. It's been played on, and Corinthians are having to defend like they did with the first try, of course, was conceded. Zach Lloyd Evans, penalty, Rainy.
Interesting there, it looked almost like it was a knock on, but it probably wasn't, spilled forward, and just hands in at the ruck there from Corinthians. It's just ill discipline on the line, and we can't afford to make that mistake again. No, but
I'd say this was probably going to be a tap, as Dan O'Neill looks like he's going to need a little bit of treatment, the Rainy captain and their hooker. And well, let's update you while there is treatment on that. We'll update you on what's happening with the other games as well. There's a few games on this afternoon, and I've just been sent to WhatsApp actually by the head coach which I now cannot find. Oh, here we go. The first try scorer officially, Micheál O'Reilly. Right, don't rub it in, lads. Anyway, moving on to, it's Rainey. The possession is back with them again, and they have a chance here with their prop. That is Tommy O'Hagan. And Dan O'Neill in support, but O'Hagan, they've gone for it and the drive out. Can the Corinthians cover come good? No. A big tackle from the Corinthians backline, but Rainey are very, very dangerous and they're very close to the Corinthians line. They've decided to go out. Here is Tommy O'Hagan. He is driving with every inch of power that he has. Corinthians have done well to hold him up. He is a big unit and a lot of strength and power. Have they got the try over on that far corner? No. Zach Lloyd-Evans back in again. Corinthians back holding again. And there's some severe defence going on. Have they done enough? No. And Corinthians looking for a knock on. I don't see one. There's a chance that he got the dive in. No, he hasn't. Again, good defence from Corinthians. They've gone wide. Have they got over? No. Another great tackle. John Devine this time who put in the tackle for Corinthians. Zach Lloyd-Evans, he gives it back out. Michael Nevin now deciding to have a go. Corinthians, in fact, doing well to push them back 5 or 6 metres. Again, Rainey with the drive. Back out. Now they're going to go. And Faifa, he went with an absolutely mad kick. Oh, well played by the fullback, Louis Regan. And it's back out to Faifa again, who's trying to dance his way through the cover. Corinthians doing brilliant defending. But it's still Rainey. And it's still Zach Lloyd-Evans, and again Rainey driving forward. Back to Faifa. Oh, knock on! Referee says no! But Corinthians have stolen it. Brilliant play from Corinthians on their own line, and they will get a chance to clear it. Are they going to try and run the ball out? Oh, another knock on, and this time against Corinthians, and the referee is definitely going to... No! He hasn't given it, but then Rainey have possession, so he's probably letting the play go. There is a Rainey player down injured as well. He will need treatment, and again, oh, that was very close to being knocked on, and knocked on again. Now, what's he going to do? He's gone back for the knock on, he's gone to Rainey.
Once again, incredibly frantic, but an absolutely brilliant set from Corinthians there. They pushed them all the way outside their 22. Mulifaiva tried a clever kick and it nearly came off, but absolutely brilliant from the Corinthians, and they'll be hoping to continue that.
Yeah, the Corinthian supporters are screaming about the knock-on that happened before that, but like we said, we thought it was a knock-on, then we said no, and I must admit, I think this is it's a fascinating. I don't fancy being the referee today, in fairness to him, but there is a player receiving treatment, and in fact he's receiving a lot of treatment. He will need a few minutes. We've hit the half-hour mark, 30 minutes, 31 minutes gone. There will be time added on. There's no doubt about it, because we've had 3 or 4 hold-ups.
I think it's gotten to that stage where we can hear the familiar voices stack now in the crowd. So, yeah, we know, as you were saying just there, like the referee is a big part of the game, and it's not just about playing the game, it's about playing with and keeping on the good side of the referee. And Corinthians will not want to get on his bad side now. They'll want to just take what's given to them and continue the good defence.
Yeah. 9 minutes left plus injury time in this game, and he's given the scrum for the knock on against Corinthians. Rainey will have it, and again their pack, no doubt their second rows, and we talked about Tom Hutchinson and Tim Baker earlier on. I have no doubt that they will be a major force, and you look at the size of Tom Hutchinson, he is absolutely massive, and kind of between himself and Gareth Kilkelly is a bit of a battle going on.
Yeah, big time. I'm just still laughing and stacking on the sideline. I've heard him louder than that before, so we could be in for a long day.
I think we could be in for a very long day.
I see Pater Toner. He's nursing a pint of Bulmers in his hand anyway, so he's chanting across at us.
Now, the joys of commentating. Pater, if you are, mind the pint, please. And we've scrum held up, and it's going to go again, reset. And I'm looking at, we could be talking 5 or 6 minutes of injury time now at this stage. I'm looking at the clock, 32 minutes says the stopwatch, but while there's 8 minutes to go in this first half, I can tell you that there'll be definitely at least 5 minutes of injury time, if not more, for the hold-ups. And the fact that Corinthians are leading 14-7 against the breeze is, and you can see I'm looking at the clouds. They're gathering over on the far side. We could be in for a little bit of a drenching before this afternoon is out. Scrum for Rainey Old Boys on the Corinthians 22. And it's Zach Lloyd-Evans and Rainey have the upper hand as they drive on. If Corinthians aren't careful, they could get caught for a penalty try here. They've gone for it. Penalty. Oh dear. Oh dear. That, now, in fairness to Rainey, I would be totally ticked off with that.
Yeah, they were on a 3-on-2 there after the break off with the scrum, and the ref called it back for the advantage, which Corinthians will be delighted about because they got absolutely manhandled in that scrum there, and they'll need to fix that come half time. Yeah,
well, in fairness, that drive from Rainey had Corinthians under severe pressure. I was thinking more penalty try territory if it was, if it had gone another few feet. But the referee has given the decision. It's going to be a scrum again to Rainey Old Boys. They're setting up, so I'm going to have a quick glance at what's going on as the breeze is getting stronger and stronger. Rob Dolan's been trying to ring me, but I think he got me in the end. And back to the action. And once again, it is Rainey in position. I see a change as well for Corinthians.
Yeah, I can't actually see who came on there. Alex Burke, Albo we call him, is after coming on there for
Bomber, I say.
No, I see Bomber still on, and I'm just looking at the sheet here. I think Max Holmes has moved to 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so could be Oscar's gone off.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of movement around there.
Ray's gone
into hooker. Yeah, which is not a familiar spot for him now. So, yeah, there's good versatility in that forward group. So,
and as well as that, I think this is it was done. Now, you said they had to do something, another penalty against Corinthians. And this one is, as I check the scores from Division 2B, by the way. Are they going to go for the kick and make it 14-10? Oma, by the way, have opened the scoring against Galwegians in Division 2C of the Energy League. Into our other games, Wanderers leading Belfast Harlequins by 10 points to 0. Estonians have put the foot down against Dolphin. They lead now 19-0. And Sligo are leading Skerries by 7 points to 0. And there are the other games in the division that are being played at the moment. Of course, Corinthians leading by 14 points to 7 as we reach 35 minutes at the coming to the end of this first half. But John, I mean, in fairness, it's also starting to get a little bit nippy. But the good thing you brought the body warmer.
Yeah, for sure. I have I wish it wasn't sleeveless now. But no, yeah, it's nippy out there, and the more movement the lads get on the pitch, the better, because standing up, they're going to get awful cold out there.
That's a good scrum from Rainey. Corinthians did well to hold them up. Are they going to spread it out wide? And he's knocked it on. He has, and Faiva has, that's very high against Faiva. This could be dangerous. This could be a very, very serious incident if the referee decides to stick to the letter of the law.
I'm looking at it here, and it seems like because the momentum was so in Rainey favour throughout that situation, I don't think there'll be anything done about that. Now, it was very high.
It was very, very high, and in fairness to give the referee his due, he's given the penalty. Corinthians have possession, and Corinthians will play their way out with Ray Duffy and a penalty and another penalty against Rainey. I know we have to think of it this way. That is phenomenal defending. Forgive me for being slightly hoarse, but I'll explain why in a minute. That is phenomenal defending. A team that were on the line, having to defend, getting rolled over in the scrum. It was all going against Corinthians, and that was fantastic stuff.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's probably the best defensive set I've seen all year, and there's been some great defensive sets so far, and it's been something we've been looking to focus on, and the boys are doing us proud today.
Yeah, Alex Burke definitely has played his part as well since he came on in a couple of minutes ago. But Rainey will be a little bit disappointed. But again, the wind is, great play from Corinthians, and they might just make their way across the gain line, which they do. Here they go again. Again, Duffy. No-look pass from Ray Duffy. He does that a lot of times, and he gives everybody a heart attack when he does it. But they still have possession. Chance of them now. Mike Riley. Is he going to dance his way in? That looked high. Referee says no. Alex Burke. The bomb goes forward. We've got two bombs now. We've got bomber and the bomb. Here they go again. They have a chance here. Just skip back, but well tidied up. Brilliantly tidied up indeed by Finn McNulty. Did very well, considering he was under pressure. Corinthians still have that possession. Everyone's going to be looking at the referee and the clock. Joey Tierney is kind of going, what's going on? The referee says play on. Clock reads 38 minutes. So you're talking 38. Alex Burke again, another big drive from him. Fantastic from Burke. Corinthians with that possession, and they could get somewhere if they can just make that break through the gap. Nobody even looking at the play continuing. Very high out the far side. Where that was coming from, I have no idea. We were all watching the ruck and the maul, didn't realise the ball was gone. Play on. And again, Corinthians. Great stuff. Patrick Fahy this time. Bomber doing exactly what his name is as Corinthians drive on once more. Inside the Rainey half, they're going to go skip 2. Mike Riley, brilliant pass to Finn McNulty. Finn McNulty has got people outside him. McNulty, oh, fantastic tackle, but a great pass from McNulty. It's gone in towards Rory Glynn. The referee says it was knocked on. A knocked on or forward pass, doesn't matter, chance lost.
Yeah, it looked like the offload just passed the vertical there. It's just a bit over the horizontal or whatever you call it, but it was a bit forward, and yeah, it looked like a great chance. Finn McNulty made a great break. They'll be happy with that. They'll be happy with the position. They've gone from their own 5 metre line to the opposition 5 metre line, so it's a brilliant turn of events. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, it is just unfortunate, but let's look at the positives on this one, and the positives being that if you see it from being from where they were to where they are now, and we're using it against the wind again, but remember that just because you have the wind doesn't mean you're going to it's going to make things any easier, and that wind is very, very strong, and the rain is starting to fall now, and we could be in for a little bit of a soak, and I was worried about that. Another injury to a Corinthians player, so while we do have that second, I'll update you on the other games in the division. And as we look at those games, it is, as I look at Division 2C and now back to Division 2B, it's still Wanderers 10, Belfast Harlequins 0. Instonians have now gone 26 points to 0 up on Dolphin. So by my reckoning, they've got themselves the bonus point already in the first half of that game, and Sligo are leading Skerries by 14 points to 0, approaching half time in that. We've reached 40 minutes, but as I said, I think you can add another 5 minutes on top of it. And if you've just joined us, well, you're very welcome to Corinthian Park. It is Corinthians and Rainey Old Boys in the Energia League Division 2B. John Mulligan and John Claffey, your commentary team here in Corinthian Park, as the clouds get darker and the rain starts to fall. And it's going to be a scrum to Rainey Old Boys, so they will get a chance to clear their lines.
Yeah, just incredible there. Alex Burke has come on the pitch, and he's carried very, very strong, and he's made a great addition to the pack. And they'll just be looking. It'll be interesting to see now in this scrum, can they hold firm? Raymond Duffus, he's gone in. They've gone for mass, sheer power in the front row. So hopefully it pays off.
Well, as the wind starts to pick up once again, and the rain starts to fairly moved down. And by the way, I want to mention, of course, this commentary is brought to you in association with Rugby Smarts. Thanks to Will Johnson and Yvonne Comer for sponsoring our commentary, and of course we are bringing it to you on the Rugby Smarts YouTube channel. So if you are watching it, we'd love to hear from you. If you have any comments that you'd like to make, then please let us know in the comments, and we will get to them a little bit later on. But it is back to the action. Rainey are going to have this scrum, which is going to be put in by Zach Lloyd-Evans. The referee is, I think the ref is kind of telling both front rows, lads, sort out.
Yeah, it's been a very tumultuous kind of setup in the scrum so far. So obviously the ref is looking for a bit of consistency, and we haven't got that yet. So hopefully we can pick it up.
Well, it's been a fascinating game. It really has. Corinthians have the advantage, but Rainey are not gone by any stretch of the imagination. Penalty against Corinthians for an early engage, and it is going to be Rainey who will get a chance to clear their lines as we move into injury time.
Yeah, that's definitely the biggest work on for Corinthians coming out at half time, is fixing what's going on in the pack, because the line out, to be fair, has been very strong. We've been driving strong, so it's just a matter of figuring out where we're going with the scrums.
Well, Sean Octon and Finn McNulty, and the kick has been excellent from actually it is Scott McLean who's taking the kicks at the minute. In fairness to Sean Octon, he tried to get it, but he had no hope. No,
that was too high for him, and it was actually the perfect kick. So they're finally using the wind to their advantage, and realistically they should have been doing it all half, and now they'll be looking to build off that.
The referee's having he's having a word with Patrick Fahy, and he's I think I'd say in fairness, I think what the referee is just doing is he's talking about the scrummaging for a minute. And Patrick Fahey's done nothing wrong, not that I can think of anyway, but forgive me for being slightly biased. But you know, and since Alex Burke came in, it has been a major advantage, and I think the pack is going to be really important in the second 40 minutes. But the line-out's going to be taken for Rainey, Dan O'Neill, and that is crooked, very crooked. Ironically, he did the right thing. It just didn't swing in.
You can't blame him on a day like today. This left to right wind is absolutely crazy. So he obviously tried to compensate for it, and he overcompensated.
Yeah, Hookers Union, and I tell you something, it's the worst thing when you have a breeze like that and you're trying to throw a line out. But anyway, it's Corinthians who've got themselves the scrum from that. Rainey will be probably a bit disappointed because they could have actually got a good foundation for a score there.
Yeah, they've kicked from well inside their own 22 to the Corinthians 10-metre line, so that's unfortunate for them, but they'll be looking to turn over this scrum, and they're in a position they're very strong so far, so they might actually do so Corinthians will have to hold strong.
Yeah, bang on the 10-metre line, the Corinthians 10-metre line, and it's going to be taken. Good scrum from Corinthians. Joey Tierney is going to take it. Referee says the ball is there, so Corinthians, who has it? That is the question, and do Corinthians have it? And they do. Brilliant play, and he's going to blast it out. He does. Half time here in Corinthian Park. Sean Naughton put the hard crossways on us because we were like going, oh dear God, what? But in fairness, he must have been told. But Corinthians, who have the lead, against the win 14-7.
Yeah, a bit of confusion there at the end of the half, but absolutely brilliant scrum there from Corinthians. It got a bit messy. Looked like we were going to get a penalty, but it just fell apart. But if they can continue that in the second half and build off that scrum base there, they'll be happy.
All right, we're going to take a break for a couple of minutes, and as the rain really starts to come down now, I can tell you it is absolutely lashing it down now at this stage. But John, we'll take a break for a few minutes. Come back to us in about 7 or 8 minutes for second half commentary. Corinthians 14, Rainey 7. I need to fall out. No.
Don't worry about it. Finally, fine. So we'll run through everything. Yeah,
Sounds bad. Oh, Christ on a bike.
This is lovely outside, isn't it?
Torn tendon in my shoulder, so I had to have surgery on it.
All right, okay. Yeah.
Is what it is.
It is what it is. Oh, how long is he like that for? It's a serious setup, isn't it?
Jeez, yeah. It's 6 weeks in this, so I'm probably 4 down on Monday, and then another 2 after that. So
yeah.
And then kind of 3 months to get back to some form of mobility, and probably a year to get full strength back in it. So
Yeah.
it's probably a big one, but the outcome is usually pretty decent on it.
Yeah.
It was killing me for 12 months. So
Yeah.
no choice.
Yeah. Up, man, that's not good, is it? Like,
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Whatever.
yeah.
Keep them on.
I'm all right now. Not too bad. The 18 girls are flying it.
Yeah, we're going on.
Jesus, they're absolutely fucking tearing it up. That's Division 2, is it?
Yeah.
So they'd be well able for Division 1 this year, the way they're going, are they? Or is there a massive jump? Like, is there?
There'd be a decent enough jump, but they'd be well out for it.
They're well out for it, would they? Yeah.
Yeah, they need us.
They're young, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
they're
like,
very young. Like,
they're mainly 16s, aren't they? Like,
mainly, 16s.
Yeah.
There's 4 or 5 that we'll lose in, at the end of the season. That'll be moving on with that 2-year Like most of them have come up from 16.
Yeah. I signed a lot of forms like
Yeah.
to play up like. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we won. No, actually, we've only 5 playing up.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, because again, we're only we're 20. We're nearly 20 full like straight 18s.
Yeah. Wow.
And then we're playing up the 16s to get a bit of experience.
Yeah. Instead of going in with the other, with the mixed team, whatever. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're playing with like their player 16 priority is to play with 16.
Oh, right, okay.
And then they're playing up with the 18.
Oh, I see. Okay, get you. Yeah.
We're very selective about who we're bringing up just to mind them and not.
Yeah.
So,
is there a massive difference with them when they go up? Like,
not for those guys.
No, they're good enough. Like,
they're well able.
Yeah.
And they've been playing with that crowd
Anyway.
so
I know.
Yeah, it's good.
But you reckon here the wind it's worth 10? It's worth 10 points anyway, isn't it? Yeah. I can every second time I get roared at by Slacky. It's like, what's the matter now?
Any comments on does anybody say anything? Anybody watching it? We're live again. And you're very welcome back to Corinthian Park, and the clock has just started for the second half. John Claffey, John Mulligan, your commentary team. I'm going to move a small bit over this side so we can actually to see it, the wonders of wireless mics. But the action has got underway. Corinthians in possession, and I think they are setting out to really make a mark, but penalty goes against them.
Yeah, it's hard to see what that was for. Maybe holding the ball in the ruck, but looked strong start there, but they want to hold Rainey in their own half now.
Yeah, well, Rainey and it is there. It's so Scott McLean who's really doing the kicking. So it looks like Five is the man who's, I suppose, orchestrating the back moves, but it's McLean that's actually doing the kicking as he sends it and nearly hits us, but it doesn't. Thanks, Scott. I'll remind you about that later. But in fairness, and there's a fantastic crowd here actually from Rainey. We just mentioned that the dinner was on upstairs. I see actually as I look behind me, Tony White is over there. I see Tony Baines won a competition in Athenry Golf Club recently as well, and gave out to me because I didn't mention it on the radio. So, but there's Roy Gibson is there's a good, very nice crowd actually. Anyway, better stick with the rugby and back to the action. And here come Corinthians. Great driving and great play. Tierney's going to have it. He gives it out. Great play once again. Mark Boyle support from Ray Duffy. Duffy has got Alex Burke in support. They decide to go out wide and they decide they do with Gareth Kilkelly. Corinthians still have that possession. Michael O'Reilly. Here comes a wide ball, brilliantly picked out of nowhere by Finn McNulty. Oren Burke has gone in to support. Corinthians again with possession. Are they going to drive this on? Great driving on from Corinthians once more, and it's been fed back to Joey Tierney. Still Corinthians again. Oscar Garcia can't go to ground. He's trying to go to ground. He still has the ball. Garcia, I thought it was ripped out of his hands. It wasn't. Referee says penalty Corinthians.
Yeah, very strong carry from Oscar Garcia there. Just lost the ball last second, but it's coming back from the penalty.
And it's going back for the penalty. Penalty going to go to Corinthians. And John, you'll have to get your phone out actually now, because I didn't get the stopwatch going. But we're taking about 5 minutes gone as the clock reads. Was it 20 past? So yeah, we've got, and Sean Acton, he has decided, I am going to aim for the posts, and that's clever thinking from the out half.
Yeah, they'll want to take their points because they want to build on this lead. Simple as.
We believe quite a large number of people actually watching this game as well, which is great to see. And of course, you're watching it more than likely in the you're watching it in the warmth of wherever you are. By the way, the rain has cleared, thankfully, but it really came down there just before half-time. Sean Acton's going to take this penalty. This would make it 17 points to 7, a 10-point lead. and important for Corinthians. Really, they could do with a bonus point given what's happening with Instonians, because Instonians have just gone to town on Dublin.
Yeah, no surprises there. Instonians are very strong and they've travelled in strength.
They haven't lost a game. I saw somewhere in 26 or 27. It's a 27 game winning streak from junior up. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's incredible. They're a team that have been down, one of the biggest Ulster teams in club rugby, and they were out of the AIL for 8 or 9 years there, and they've made an incredible comeback.
Mark Boyle has possession. Sean Octon decided, no, we're not going for the kick. Ray Duffy bounces off two Rainey players as they go forward. Will they have to make this count? Opting not to go for the kick hopefully will not be a bad decision. Chance here on the a couple of metres from the Rainey line, and here comes Alex Burke. That white head guard, very distinctive. Still possession, and Burke hit the ground very hard, but Rainey have stolen it and have taken possession. They're going to try and run it from their own line, nearly. But they have possession. The decision not to go, hopefully that decision not to go for the kick won't be costly. But in fairness to Corinthians, they've been playing very, very well. This one is actually it nearly came back to where he kicked.
Alex Burke fell very awkwardly there in that contact, and it's looking like a bad injury, so hopefully it's not the case.
No, he did. He hit the ground hard, and unfortunately hit it on his head. Now, this is one of those where if you were looking at a TMO, it might turn out to be something a little bit different, but of course there's no such thing as a TMO in this game, so up here, so in this league, I should say. But by the way, my hoarseness is sorting itself out. Of course, I was in Oranmore last night for the Michael Smith Darts exhibition. Fantastic, absolutely. I missed the sports ground, unfortunately, but
didn't miss much.
so I believe. But onwards and upwards. We're Connacht fans for a reason, and supporters support. That's what I say. But Alex Burke is still receiving treatment. By the way, just mention, we were talking about Instonians a couple minutes ago. They were 31 points to nil up in the first half of their game with Dolphin. So it's going to be a Corinthians line out on the Rainey 22 from a kick that, in fairness to Scott McLean, on any other day would have probably gone and hit halfway, but the wind actually carried it back almost to there's some kind of funny rule about that. If you kick it and it goes back, anyway, if you kick it and the wind carries it and it goes behind you, there's some kind of bizarre rule. Maybe somebody can enlighten us on that, but I read somewhere about it. Not that it matters too much, as the line out is going to go to Corinthians, and Max Holmes is going to be throwing it.
On the pitch.
So Adam Nash, who's the replacement hooker, actually.
Yes, yeah.
But
seems to be slotting in.
Go! Fantastic take! And Corinthians drive on. And that's a brilliant drive from the Corinthians pack. They have possession. And they are, again, a bit of dragging going in. Brilliantly played, Joey Tierney. Fed out. Good play. They have men over. They're going to use it. Oren Burke, brilliant pass out on the left-hand side. And Corinthians are in for try number 3.
Brilliant try. Brilliantly taken there. Oren Burke with sublime hands, and they'll be very happy with that.
Yeah, and I think it's Finn over on the far side. I'm not 1,000,000% sure, because when it's over on the far side, it's hard to actually see. But in saying that, though, that's a third try, and that's crucial.
Yeah, massive now. They'll want to build on that big time, and it's just important to get the first score coming out of the half.
Yeah, and the pass from Oren Burke, absolutely sublime.
Yeah, perfect. He couldn't have done better with it. It looked like an awkward enough position, but he just, and as well as that, the distance on a windy day like today, he just did it perfectly with it. Yeah,
that is a talent for the future. He is still a schoolboy. He's still playing senior rugby at schools level. And he's phenomenal with the under-20s. He's played well with the seconds when he's had his chance. Now he's taking his chance to the first.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Now. I remember when I was in a schoolboy, I was playing with Banlaslow and had great crack out in the wing as well. But not quite this level.
Yeah, we of Ballinasloe, of course, I was talking to a couple of your mates. I was talking to Matthew Devine and Oisin McCormick yesterday. We did the draw for the Schools Cup, and that draw will be on the Connacht Rugby YouTube channels on Thursday, I think. So that'll be fascinating. The conversion attempt is good. Fantastic shot, knocked it.
Perfect kick, yeah. We've seen some great kicking today, to be fair, from the tee.
He's been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Even though I must admit, I have to see that conversion in the first half. I have to see that back again from the TV angle, from the angle of the cameraman to our left-hand side. But excellent score, and Corinthians. It's now Corinthians 21, Rainey 7.
Yeah, brilliant now. They just need to build on that, keep the consistency. It was a bit frantic in the first half. If they can hold on to the ball, build up some face play and get rid.
Yeah, good hands again from Corinthians, and they are, one more try could knock the fight out of Rainey. I was looking at the referee. He's decided to play on. Oh, and I think the term for this is dirty ball, but it's been well picked up by the fullback who gives it out to Faifa, who I think he tried a kick on. It didn't really work, but Louis Regan had the initial pass to Molly Faifa. And again, they've gone for it. Dirty ball, well held though, and stood up well, in fact. Corinthians still have that possession, and they've gone left on the left-hand side. Well played. Corinthians still have it. It's come out. Rainey are going to be the ones though who pick it up. And he's going to go knock on against Rainey.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, hard to tell what was going on there. Once again, it got frantic, and that's not what Corinthians want, but they'll be happy to hold on to the ball.
No, it's Corinthians have the possession. They're going to have the scrum. Those clouds are starting to get just a little bit damp again. I have a funny feeling a few people are going to be heading into the clubhouse in about 10 minutes. Leaving our poor selves and Will there as well. And once again, I want to just repeat our thanks to Rugby Smarts. Fantastic group of people, and of course do an awful lot of work as regards the the analysing of games and how much of a benefit that it is for players and for clubs as well, and how they can improve. So thanks to Will and Yvonne and all the Rugby Smarts team indeed for sponsoring our commentary. And that has just gone. Well, I don't know what is going to happen with that, but the referee is telling them they better sort it out and quick.
Yeah, they're slowing down the game now a bit, and then Corinthians will just want to build a base from here and set up in the pitch and keep it in Rainey's side of the pitch and hopefully go for that bonus try.
Yeah, well, a bonus point would be a huge one, and we're going to I'll keep you up to speed on how Instonians are getting on. Of course, Instonians are top of the division at the moment, and they are already guaranteed a bonus point win because they were 31 points to 0 up when we last checked with it. And I'm seeing other scores at the moment. Here we go with the other games, by the way, and here come Rainey as well. Instonians 38, Dolphin 0. Now latest score in that game with Rainey having possession. They've decided to make a couple of changes as well. I see a new face coming in for them. They're number 19, and that is Ben Brown. Here come Rainey, and they could have something here. They will have. Louis Regan gives it to Faifa, who spills it, and Micheál O'Reilly tidies up. And the referee didn't, in fairness, there was a knock on, but the referee has let the play go to Corinthians, and Corinthians are going to send this one right back down the field again, and that is a huge kick. That is an enormous kick. In fact, that is going to go dead. It's in goal though. So now is he going to run it out? Exactly what he's going to do. Good tackle, brilliant tackle from Corinthians. And it's Max Holmes who was the man who actually got the hands in. That's a great tackle from Holmes, and Corinthians have possession again, and I think Corinthians could in fact have turned it over. They have. Tierney, brilliant pass, lost, knocked on. Referee says no, play on. He's given advantage. He's going to give it. It is a knock on against Rainey Old Boys, but again, and we have to mention Joey Tierney here because that was phenomenal work from him and from the guys, Max Holmes as well.
Yeah, brilliant. Max is straight up the pitch there and always leading the line. So brilliant to see, and hopefully now they can just keep it in there.
Well, it's Corinthians who are going to have the scrum on the Rainey line, and it's soul destroying when you're that close, and the same thing happens again, by the way. And just as I say, back up to other scores and other games that are going on. Wanderers are leading Belfast Harlequins by 17 points to 5. Instonians are now leading Dolphin by 45 points to 0. It is over as a contest, that one. And Sligo are leading Skerries by 14 points to 0. That would be a huge result for them if it was to stay that way. Corinthians have that scrum.
Thomas Farthing's come in from half, I believe.
And now this
Joey Tierney's taking a knock, maybe.
Thomas Farthing is coming.
Thomas Farthing's in, yeah.
And,
19, I think.
another lad with phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal talent, Tom Farthing. And here he goes. He's going to... Now, will he decide to go wide right? He thought about it. He decides to go wide left instead. Brilliant rugby from Farthing. Manages to get picked up. A referee is going to give a penalty, and he has done. Are they going to go quick? They are. Knockton decided to take it on. Corinthians drive over it. Well played. Farthing. Oh, knocked on. And it's good. He said it went backwards, the referee. Okay, we're staying with the game. Corinthians have possession. Good play as well. Driving on. Oscar Garcia, who had it. Are they going to go left? They are. Rainey, to be fair to them, are defending very, very well. But it's going to go left. It's going to go right. It's gone right. Here they come again. Ray Duffy thought about it. He decided to change his mind. Farthing. Now it's Duffy. Big Ray driving forward. And again, wide right. Came off the boot, believe it or not. But it's been kicked on, and Oren Burke did phenomenally well to pick that up. And there's a little bit of a, this is Oren, be careful. That could, if I'm the touch judge on this side, there could be a card.
Yeah, it looked like a late hit on Oren Burke as he went to ground there, and he definitely felt.
Agreed,
justified.
Agreed. He feels he was justified to do it. He was very aggrieved, and his reaction. Now, what the referee is going to decide here is interesting.
Yeah, I'd say it's similar to his approach to any other kind of altercations in the game. He'll keep
that's diplomatic beyond belief.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, it's good. It's important that they don't. He's lenient enough because we want to keep the game flowing and we want to keep it good.
And in fairness to our referee this afternoon, he has done exactly that. He has done everything he possibly could to keep it flowing. So, to be fair, I haven't even mentioned his name, which is a very good. It's always a good sign. Our referee this afternoon, by the way, as I'm trying to see, do I see it? I don't see it on the match program, so I don't know. Anyway, listen, we'll find out. We'll get his name because, in fairness, he deserves him. He deserves a mention. And personally, I think he's had a pretty good afternoon. Our referee today. Back with the action. I'm going to let you hold the microphone for a second, John, while I just find out and get the info.
Rainey holding on to the ball in the 22 now, and they're looking to just slowly build up the phases as they try to get out.
Yeah, and actually, it's funny. The clock is moving along nicely. We're now moving into it's now 25 to 3. So we've got about 15-20 minutes to go by my reckoning, and that is a penalty for Corinthians, and that is discipline. That is patience, and that is what Corinthians have really showed: is that discipline and that patience.
Yeah, Gareth Kilkenny and Mark Boyle just getting disruptive in the ruck there, and they've won a brilliant turnover.
And they have indeed. Our referee, by the way, this afternoon, and it's the reason why I wanted to guess his name, is Johnny Quinn. And Johnny's, in fairness to Johnny, he had to be when he had to stick the face in when he had to. But in fairness to him, he's had his words, and I think he said stall out with that yellow card in the first half as well for Rainey, against Rainey.
Exactly. Yeah. No, he's been good, and he's kept the game flowing, which is the main thing. And on a windy day like today, all you want to see is flowing rugby, and you don't want it to be stop-start, and he's done a good job.
He absolutely has. Anyway, I'm going to see if any of you have sent any comments. If you're listening to us anywhere around the world, and I'm doing it now before the battery dies on my phone. Here come and Rainey driving it out. Well played from Rainey, to be fair. And it has it's bounced around a bit. Good play from, and you know what? I'm very impressed with their fullback. I think he's had an outstanding afternoon, the referee. And Corinthians has given the penalty. The referee's given the penalty against Corinthians, and this is where they have to show their discipline now. The scores are flying in thick and fast from our other games as well that are on this afternoon. And also, by the way, a warm welcome to you if you are watching this or listening to this as well through the Energy League, because of course it's been they've been tagged in this as well. So if you like your Saturday afternoon rugby, well, you're in for a treat here in Corinthian Park. A fantastic game of rugby between two very, very good sides. Back with the action, and again Tierney, Tom Farthing I should say. Tierney's now gone off. Oren Burke was making it. The referee not happy with something. He's good. It's a card. It's yellow. That is very. John makes the point, and it's a true one. It's hard to tell what that's for, but it's the hooker that has been since the bin.
Yeah, we just probably haven't seen it from the same angle as the ref there, but he's come back for a penalty and given a sin bin for the hooker. But just on that line out there, it was a bit of a sloppy line out, just a bit of miscommunication from the Corinthians men, and Rainey have gone up to halfway now, but interesting decision there, and now hopefully Mark Boyle is okay.
Yeah, well, he's actually looking a little bit groggy, but he seems to be he seems to be okay. And we're going to staying, of course, with the game, and I'm going to get to a few of your comments as well in a couple of moments. Being the total Irishman, I'm trying to find YouTube as I'm talking at the same time, and it's, as my better half does say. She does say to me that I can't do two things at once, so I'll let you do that. Anyway, I can concentrate on the rugby, and that's a fantastic kick from Naughton. Absolutely fantastic kick from Sean Naughton. And we'll get to a few of them. I'll tell you one thing: a warm cup of coffee will go down very, very well in the next few minutes. Yeah, it's all one word. It's Rugby Smart's all one word. And thanks to Rugby Smart, our sponsors, for this afternoon's commentary. And it's actually great to see, as we get stolen, taken against, driven on again, and it's Andrew Donaghy, the replacement, who had come into the game, and he was the one making the drive. Here come Rainey trying to play the ball out from their own 22. Are they going to try and run it out? They are. Are they going to get the gap? And I think it was Louis Regan who was Lewis Regan, I should say. And Corinthians have the ball. And again, Oscar Garcia. Wonderful play from Garcia. This is going to come back out. Here they come. And again, the drive of Rory Glynn. Good play from Tom Farthing. Fantastic pick. Absolutely remarkable kick from Tom Waters. But then he loses it. He's had his pocket picked. And Tom Waters was very close. Another man who's no stranger to finding the try line. As here come Rainey as they go to play it out with the kick, and the wind. In fact, well, the wind carried it, and it went against it. And thank you, by the way. There are Toby Arola. Come on, Corinthians. Thanks, Toby.
A fellow Corinthian there, Toby. Fair play to him. He's always there to watch. Always there for the live stream.
Yeah, and we got 57 of you watching the game, in fact, which is great for the live stream. So if you want to, get in touch, just say in the chat, just drop us a line and say hello. But as we're now looking at the clock, I'd say 25 minutes gone, nearly on the half hour of this second half. So this is now a case of, can Corinthians get that bonus point? Because if they get that, a bonus point win will be crucial as we get closer towards the end of the season. Max is going to take this line out again. Gareth Kilkelly, Rory Glynn. Good take, fantastic take, and here comes the drive with Tom Farthing. He has possession. Now he comes and again, Max Holmes, I should say, had possession. Tom Farthing's looking for it. Here they come, and they still have it. And again, Corinthians have possession. They're just a couple of metres now. Great play. Fantastic take. Out towards... great ball. Oh, what a fantastic take and try! Oh, no. Referee says forward pass.
Yeah, it was just a bit hard to tell from this angle, but it was a long-winded pass, so it was just unfortunate. Probably creep forward with the wind, so unfortunate for them.
Yeah, very unfortunate, and it means that Rainey are going to have a scrum. He's talking to the touch judge. In fact, he's given a penalty for Corinthians.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what's what's being said there, but we'll take it.
Is he evening it up a little bit in the sense that when Rainey had a chance in the first half and he blew up when Rainey had a 3-on-2, and the same again here?
Yeah, it's interesting to see because it's just hard to understand. But turnover there's knocked on again by Corinthians.
And in fairness, and there's a great support from Rainey here this afternoon who've come down for the day and more than likely stayed last night, might stay again tonight and be part of actually what's happening later on, because later on around about 6 o'clock we will be unveiling the Corinthians team of the 1970s, and I see Stack is
Getting loud again.
yeah, he's getting a bit loud, so he is the hutch. Oh dear. It's bad when it's one, but when you see the three of them together, you know you're in trouble. And so between Stack, Hutch and Pather.
I think Pather's still nursing that same point from the first half.
That's off, Hutch. This is... Jesus. Did you want to get me in trouble, do you? Anyway.
Back to the game.
back to the game. A bit of a Christmas vibe, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
We're all in the Christmas spirit.
everyone's in the Christmas spirit. Well, not yet, but we'll be later. But it's a scrum for Rainey. Looking at the clock, and the clock is now reading it's 4:45. So Padraig Lally has been on to us as well. And he's saying, come on Corinthians. Well lads, I hope that you're enjoying the game, and to all of you watching it, a special word of thanks again. I'm going to say it, so there's a few of you watching the game now at this stage, and in fact it's growing as the game is going on. Maybe it was Hutch that's I should get him up here more often. But anyway, Corinthians have possession. Can they get the bonus point try? And there's the drive. Is it enough? No. And again, good holding. And Rainey defending well. Tomas Farthing. Oh, intercepted, and Rainey. Oh, he's blown again. Oh dear. And there's a card. There is going to be a card, or is there? He's gone for his pocket. This is a bit, I must confess, this is a bit unusual. Now then again, maybe something happened that
Scott McLean was offside when he intercepted the ball.
So it's a yellow card, and by my reckoning, because I don't think the hooker came back on, they're down to 13.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Now he just mistimed it, and according to the ref, he was across the line when he came when the ball was picked. But the very strong drive there by Rainey, and incredibly good effort from Corinthians to hold on to the ball.
Absolutely, and some excellent play, and Tomas Farthing. God, I can't believe it. It only seems like yesterday I was watching him underage. It's at schools, so it really does. He's still a kid.
It's a very young squad, and it's brilliant to see. Like Tom Waters is on now as well, another young man, and half of these lads are still under 20s, which is hard to believe.
Yeah, it's a very young squad, but a very strong squad. Of course, then you mix the experience of the likes of Ray Duffy and those boys. I mean,
it's a healthy mix.
That's a good way. That's a good way of posing it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing: the lads are watching the video. They're not letting on. But anyway, anyway, back to the action, and here they come. It is try number 4, Corinthians. They got the most point.
Yeah, Finn McNulty in the corner, and it's just well executed there. Good pass, and another long pass, but this time it didn't go forward.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think he'll have an easier touchdown ever. To be honest, but it is a good try for Corinthians, and they've now got that 4th try, and that's now 26 points to 7, and this one would make it 28. And as we're now moving into the final stages of this game, it's quarter to 4, so I reckon I'd say about 5-6 minutes left. Your clock is saying 24. We've still got a good 10 minutes.
About 30. We could be looking at another 10 minutes, I'd say. I turned that on about 5 minutes into the half, so yeah, I'm not too sure, but it's at least 5 minutes. Rainey will look to just try to get back into this game if they can, but Corinthians have settled in this second half now, and they look to be taking over dominance.
Oh, very dominant. And now I'm going to be fascinated to see now what Sean is going to do with this conversion. He's had an excellent afternoon with the boots so far. Yes! Oh my goodness, it's a masterclass.
Yeah, perfect. In these conditions, it's incredible that he's able to kick like that. But he's got a brilliant boot, and we've seen it all season long.
Well, that's just phenomenal from Sean Naughton. Absolutely phenomenal. But it's now Corinthians 28, Rainey 7, bonus points secured, 10 minutes remaining roughly. And Rainey will try. The wind, by the way, has dropped slightly. Oh, well kicked. The wind has dropped slightly as well. So whatever advantage there was is probably not as much as there was in the opening 10 minutes of this half.
No, yeah, it is. It's kind of easing off, but there's still a bit of a wind and a bit of miscommunication there between Raymond Duffy and Oscar Garcia. So the ball's gone out for a Rainey line out well into the Corinthians half.
Just to mention as well that we had the pre-match meal, as I was talking about earlier on, and Pierce Flannery, our chairman, Yvonne Comer, our president, both spoke afterwards. Great pick. Oh, this could be good if they can get it out wide. And they have gone with Micheal O'Reilly. Great ball. Was that Orden Burke? No, it wasn't Micheal. It's gone long. Are they going to pick it? Nope, it's gone out. It's going to be a line out for Rainey. But you see the pace of O'Reilly, you see the pace of Burke, and of course the pace of McNulty and the power of the boys in the centre. It really is it's good rugby. It's excellent to watch.
You wonder, is there sort of some aerodynamics with the long hair between Micheal O'Reilly and Oren Burke there? They know what's going on because they're both a lightning duo there in the backfield.
Thankfully, the commentator's benefit is the fact that O'Reilly has his hair tied up in a bun and Burke hasn't. So it's been a great performance from the two boys, from Micheal and from Oren, but from the team in general, it has to be said. But Rainey are still not giving up, and they are not going away, and they have some very, very talented rugby players on this side. Of course, I think they're a bit unfortunate that, to be fair, two of the more influential players, their hooker and captain and the centre, were both given yellow cards. I think he's coming back in. I'm just trying to see if I can see him there. But Rainey have the possession, and again they have it with their fullback, and that is Lewis Regan. They've gone blind. Good play. Michael Nevin with possession going to ground. Good tackle. Again, Rainey holding it. They're being patient, and it's Molly Faiva who's playing the scrum half role. Pass breaks down, but they might be able to get it and recover it, and they do it. Faiva, who decides to try and send the pass inside and does so. Good play from Tim Baker. Baker has possession. Faiva is going to take it again. Looks to his left, looks to his right. On his left hand side, you've got Michael Nevin. You've also Michael McCusker, but they've decided to go on to the right instead. And Corinthians have stolen it and taken it, and it's a long kick, and it's going to go bang into the corner. But actually, was that knocked on? Referee says no. But Corinthians have it again, and they could be in for try number 5 here. And this is great rugby from Corinthians. Inches from the Rainey line again. Great play. This must be it. This is it. Oscar Garcia, try number 5.
Yeah, John Devine did absolutely brilliant there. He dived on the loose ball after Mark Boyle got a good hit on the Rainey man, and he set up that try very well with a great run.
That's a fantastic try for Corinthians. It's their 5th try now of the afternoon. And do you know what? The way Sean Naughton is kicking, I think he could go into the car park and Naughton would still try his luck and probably would nail it.
Yeah, he's been immense off the tee, and hopefully he'll stick this one over no problem.
It's a great score for Corinthians. Rainey to be, if you want to get in touch with us, like Pork Lally and Toby or Ola did, then please do. Just leave a message there if you are watching games. Let us know where you are and where you're watching it. Just a quick glance back at the games in the other games in the division. And at the moment, as we look at these games, it is now a fascinating game happening. A couple of fascinating games happening, by the way, in Division 2A. I'll try and get to them in a moment if I can, as Sean Naughton gets ready to take this conversion. Wanderers 34, Belfast Harlequins 12 is the latest score. Instonians have now put up 57 points on Dolphin. Dolphin have also got 2 tries in the second half. And it is now Sligo 14, Skerries 7 as Naughton takes the kick. Has the flags gone up? That is 5 from 5.
Yeah, there's ice in his veins, so there is, because he just doesn't miss. He doesn't miss.
Now, the cold doesn't seem to affect him. The wind doesn't seem to affect him. I mean, it's this guy for Johnny. I see Johnny Hughes actually is down there as well. So none of the lads has been doing very well with the under-20s. Under-20s, of course, are I think the under-20s are playing again this weekend. So that will be a good one as the action continues and the kick-off's been taken. And again, Corinthians. I'll tell you one thing: trying to pick a man of the match for this will be a lot of fun because. I wouldn't want to be the one doing it, I'll be honest with you, so that's why I clap you're going to be doing it. But it's well picked up again, and this time it is Lewis Regan. Oh, what a catch! What a catch! Absolutely remarkable catch. Play continues on, and it's this time it's Cormac Devlin. Devlin tried to set it up and go to ground. It's just available, but Rainey have done well and go forward with it again. Good driving. Oh, that's brilliant driving from Corinthians. Absolutely remarkable stuff. And they still do, but they've conceded a penalty. And Faiva is the one who has the possession, and it's Faiva who goes for it, but there's nobody in support. Faiva took off, and everybody kind of really didn't see what was going on. But in fairness, the sport has really picked up now with Tommy O'Hagan. And well played as well from Cormac Devlin, who's kind of acting as scrum half now for Rainey. But it's Rainey who have the ball. They're watching it. Can they maybe get a score? Corinthians won't want to concede now after having such a fantastic second half. Here they go again. And it's well played. Man driving forward. That is their number 18, Brian Hall. Looks like Rainey have now ran the bench completely. And I think Corinthians have done the same. But here come Rainey inside, and they could have something out of this. The man who had that was, in fact, I think it was Scott McLean. He's back on the field. Again, Devlin, good pass inside to O'Hagan. O'Hagan going to ground, and it's going to be Rainey once again, and back to Lewis Regan, who I think had a great game. I think gets been stolen, and Corinthians have it back. And if they put this one down the field, I'll tell you one thing: it would sicken the best of teams for something like that to happen. But what's going on? It's referee is it's Rainey have it back. So 2 turnovers in the space of a couple of minutes. One for Corinthians, one for Rainey Old Boys. They have that possession as they go into the Corinthians 22. Still holding it, well played, and again, oh, what a tackle. Ray Duffy sending Tommy O'Hagan on his back. Again, Corinthians having to tackle and defend hard. They will get something, and Faiva, who dances his way through, and in fact, with a little bit of luck, might have even got the gap in, but he didn't. Corinthians defending well. Back out again. Man driving forward this time is the number 8, and that is Seb Hastings. Hastings is tackled. Where is the ball? Who has the ball? Corinthians have the ball. Oh, spilled. But Oren Burke has done phenomenally well, and he's hit an amazing kick to find touch, and a brilliant recovery for Corinthians.
Yeah, that's been Oren Burke. He's been brilliant all day, and that kick there, it looked very dodgy. It hit the post and came back into his hand, but he did a brilliant job to get rid.
Yeah, that was a fantastic kick from Burke, and he gets a tap on the back from Tom Waters, who definitely appreciated that. That was some brilliant work. Just a quick look at the clock, actually, just to see what is left. We're reckoning about 10 minutes. I'd say about 5 to go now at this stage. But it's Corinthians who have that lead, and that lead is now, if I look at my scores correctly, it's 5 tries, so that is Corinthians 35, Rainey Old Boys 7, if you've just joined us. In the other games, by the way, just to tell you, Niall Shield has been trying to ring me. Niall, it's 41-12 in favour of Wanderers, 57-14 in favour of Estonians, and Sligo leading Skerries by 14 points to 7. He sent me a message as well. So would I please wish club stalwart Dave Grealish all the best. He's in hospital at the minute. Oh, all the very best, Dave. That's sorry to hear that. You know, Dave is a legend. Like they're all legends in this club, but I mean, in fairness to Dave, and he's given great. Man who gave great service. Ray's missed the tackle. Good drive on. So glad to do that, Sheila. And Dave, wish you all the very best. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Back with the action. And it's Well played from Rainey Old Boys, and Mullifaiva is what pass! Oh, great take, fantastic catch with the wind and everything. Fantastic catch, and it's going to be a penalty, and the penalty is going to go to Rainey, and it's going to be tapped on, and it has been tapped on. The man who has tapped it on and brought it on is Scott McLean, who is back on the field again after his yellow card. So by my reckoning, Rainey are now back to their full complement of 15. And here they come again. Can they get themselves a score? They want to try. Of course, there's still one round of games to go. Corinthians are in action against Sligo next weekend. And Rainey, I think, are at home. So we're back with it. And it is still Rainey who have that possession over on that far side. And as the breeze is picked up again slightly. And there's a good pass. Here they go. But the Corinthians defending well, and they've had to defend very, very well. They don't want to concede a try now this late.
Just doesn't seem like they're going to break that line there. That Corinthians defence is holding very strong, and they've been like this all through the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we might do, if we can, we're going to have a quick word. We might get a quick word with one of the players once the game is over, if all is good. I think Oran Burke would be. Oh, and here they come again. Corinthians have taken it again. Corinthians are going to play it out, but the referee says no. There is an illegal play, and it is going to be a penalty to Rainey.
Yeah. Oran Burke has been outstanding, and if it's all right, I'll give the man of the match right now, and I'm actually going to give two because it's been two brilliant performances. Oscar Garcia, who's also he's been very strong for the seconds, and he's been in a Trojan performance today. He's been involved in every ruck, and he got a try for himself. And in the backs, then Oran Burke has been brilliant. So
yeah,
two brilliant performances.
Very, very few would argue with that, John. To be honest with you, two brilliant performances. Oscar Garcia and Oran Burke picking up, getting John Claffey's man.
Very hard decision, by the way.
Very hard decision. Yeah. Just in case Sean Naughton isn't happy. But we're back, because in fairness, Sean has been phenomenal as well. But I totally agree with you. Oran Burke and Oscar Garcia have been both fantastic this afternoon. The action continues. We'll get a quick look at that the clock there, John, just to see what's left. But I'm as we look at
the last play.
It must be. Yeah, we're looking at the last. This is the last play of the game. This is the last play, and this is just brilliant stuff from Corinthians. Really is brilliant defending. There is another penalty for Rainey. I say we could see a Rainey try? I mean, the game is over. It's a win. That's a yellow card. The yellow card has been given. Can you see that?
Dahi Kilcummins, I think, just a cumulative red card, or cumulative penalties. So Dahi's biting the bullet there and has to go off the pitch.
Yeah, well, Dahi's dad, the legendary Taig, was also back in those days. He didn't get sent off, but Tigger, though, in fairness, and Hillary, it's a proud day for them, of course, as well. They've had a couple of sons. Well, we'll do it as soon as the game is over, Stack. Play on, and the action continues. And I think Rainey are probably going to be a little bit maybe disappointed. But in fairness, you can only do what you can do. This is going long, and is this the full-time whistle? No. What a kick from John Devine. Oh, and he's knocked it on. And the referee has said play on. But that was, and then another knock on, but I think it came off his shin, so maybe not. A penalty for Corinthians. I think that's it, game over.
Yeah, absolute brilliant kick there from John Devine as they tap here with Micheál O'Reilly. He's Trojan into the right, and Oran Burke is chasing.
Oh, what a kick.
Brilliant kick.
Oh, what a kick from Micheál O'Reilly. What a kick from Micheál O'Reilly. Referee puts his whistle to his mouth. Full-time whistle. Corinthians win, and they win emphatically, 35 points to 7.
Yeah, brilliant performance. Few mistakes early on in the game, but absolute clinic from Corinthians in the second half, and they'll be delighted with how that went.
Yeah, absolutely. And while I have a second, I'm just going to very quickly, some full times are now starting to come in from those games. Wanderers have beaten Harlequins by 41 points to 12. That is a full time score, and I know that I'm going to get given out to by the IRFU because I was supposed to put in the half time score and I forgot, but we will do that now in the next couple of minutes. And it's also Just to mention the other scores from those games now, and full times are starting to come in. Some games are still being played, by the way. Wanderers 41, Belfast Harlequins 12 is down to the latest score. Estonians 64, Dolphin 21 is now a latest score. Corinthians 35, Rainey 7, that is a full time. And Sligo and Skerries, it's Sligo 14, Skerries 7. That game is still being played. So we have our full times. John, just a thought on that. I mean, overall, very good performance. I mean, conditions were not going to be doing them, any favours, but, playing against the wind in the first half, actually, it suited them.
Yeah, a lot of factors in that game now. There was a few men missing, carrying a few knocks, and everybody who stepped up has done a brilliant job. You have to credit every single one of the lads, and to get that bonus point is absolutely crucial as far as our efforts for the league go.
Oh, absolutely, and that bonus point is going to be massive considering what happened with Estonians. The performance from the guys has been absolutely brilliant. We're going to see if we can grab a quick word. Just as they do, the clock off and the clap off, of course. And to our referee as well. I thought Jimmy Quinn had an excellent game. To be honest, he had to nail it when he did.
Yeah, no, he made the right decisions, and obviously the stuff we don't see up here, it's very easy to comment, but he did a good job and he kept the game flowing.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have a quick word actually now. I'm going to see if we can grab a word. Let's see if we can. Mark, of course, is the captain. But we'll play it by ear because I think the lads just want to get inside now and have a hot shower. To be brutally honest with you, and John. By the way, thank you very much. William, get John and Mark if you can. It was John Devine and Mark Boyle. John Claffey's going to go down and get him for what has been a very good performance as they go for they're going to go for their. For their wind down and their cool down. It'll be a good response from the Corinthian supporters once they get back in. But that has been a very, very good performance from the boys. Stay with us. We're going to stay alive for another few moments and get a word as well with Michael Harding, the Corinthians director of rugby. I think Divine.
Mark will anyway.
Mark,
I'll get John.
yeah, well, even Mark as captain, that'll be perfect. And we'll see if we can get the coach, Michael. If we get Mark captain and coach, I think we'll be happy.
We'll have a good duo there.
We'll have a good duo there. But just to give us just an overall, give us your thoughts on that 80 minutes. A good 80 minutes, and what's great. And I mean, we're in December. And the lights didn't have to come on.
Yeah, it's hard to believe now. Early kick-off, delighted for it, but the just. As far as my perspective on the game, it was a brilliant game. I didn't think it would be that high scoring now, to be fair, and an absolute clinic from the lads. We were doing scorecards up at the meal room, and I saw a few scores, and I was like, that's double digits for both teams. I didn't expect that, but no, fair play. And Rainey put up a great fight, just couldn't handle the power, and some brilliant substitutions come on. The depth was brilliant there at Corinthians, and it's been growing every year.
It was clever rugby from Corinthians against the wind, and they get the tries when they did. That was, that was clever. Look, we all talk about the psychology of a game. That there are moments that will knock the stuffing out of you, and those tries did exactly that.
Yeah, absolutely. They really against the momentum sometimes, and they just turned it on like a light switch. They just turned on, and Rainey will be disappointed, but they'll obviously understand that there was a good Corinthian side there, and they put up a great fight.
Well, I think they're going to. Now, of course, they can't technically break up for Christmas yet because they've still got Sligo to come next week. But that's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, Sligo are a strong team, and playing against them away from home is always their backyard is a tough game every time, and it's always it seems like exactly like last year. We had our last two games in the Christmas break were Sligo away and home. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very tough place to go in those conditions.
Yeah, and of course, as it is the last game for Christmas, we go into the second half of the season, which means that Sligo have to come here. Exactly. So, and games between Corinthians and Sligo they're not exactly picnics, are they?
No. It's the farthest derby we'll have, I'll say, because they're the other side of the province, but they're a very tough team to play, and they always turn up with us.
Right, we're going to grab a quick word as the lads. You grab Michael and grab Mark. We'll grab a quick word because I know they want to get into there is a particular little tradition that those of you who are Corinthians will know what I'm talking about. But fair play. John Claffey, by the way, an excellent job as well. Now, grab a quick word with Mark Boyle and with Michael Harding. Now, Mike is not the greatest in the world when it comes to chatting. I see Walter Castro is there as well. Looking forward to having a pint with him later. I'm going to move down here. I hope that the range is good. Mike, I'm going to grab you very quickly. Well done, bud. Good result.
Thanks, John. Yeah, very proud of that. I don't know how we do it, but we seem to keep getting younger and younger. We had 14 under 20s in that 20 there. It's crazy. Yeah, really happy. The first half was so professional. Like the skill set against that wind was a joy to watch from the sideline. I thought it was anyway. Some of the scores we put in was absolutely outstanding. In the second half, plan was just get down to the corner here and play down there and stay down there, and we did. They're maturing really well. They
really have matured, and the performance. I mean, Sean Octon 5 from 5 conversions. That's just incredible. And this is not nice weather.
No, the conversion there, the swung around the post was silly. But he's a top class operator. He's heading off now to the Irish 20s this week. I hope he gets on well Friday against Italy. So is Max Flynn, and we're proud of the boys, and they head off and they're going to do well. And other guys will step in, like Paddy Flannery did today, like Dottie Kilcummins did today. You know, you're down Ruan and you're down other guys, and guys just step up to the mark. Like it's incredible.
No, listen, I'll let you get in, Mike. Thanks very much, Mark. Well done, bud. Great win.
Thank you. No, delighted with that now. Holding them at the end. Really, really happy with that. And I'm very, very happy, but I'm delighted with that now. That was good.
Yeah, I mean, you played against the win in the first half and came out with 2 fantastic tries. And as I mentioned to John Claffey, that would knock the stuffing out of anything.
Yeah, look, we knew against the win it's going to be tough, and it took us a while to adjust. I said we're kicking the ball into a big win, but again, we kind of are getting better, kind of maturing a bit and learning on the go, which is kind of a big work on for us this year from last year anyway.
Yeah, and now, of course, Sligo next week. So the last game before Christmas is kind of a double header really with them because they're the first game back in the new year.